Good morning, children. I'm Poonam Chaudhary, and I'm going to discuss the chapter The Blue Bead. Chapter number 8, page number 93. The Blue Bead, written by Nora Burke. The information about the author is on the left hand side of your book. You can see that she is very familiar with the Indian terrain and has written many stories on Indian forests and Indian animals. The Blue Bead, however, deals with a very vivid and visual story of a girl by the name of Sibya. Your protagonist is a young girl of 12 years. Her name is Sibya, and her encounter with a crocodile, where ultimately she kills the crocodile. And this has been described as a very casual or everyday event from the point of view of Sibya, because she is well known. The ways of the jungle are well known to her, and so it is a very casual affair, a casual encounter for her. For us, it becomes rather challenging to think that a 12-year-old girl ultimately kills a crocodile. So let's look at the chapter. I'm going to go through the chapter as it is given. In short, you will go through the chapter in detail. The chapter begins with the description of the river, the various ways in which the river has been described. It says the crocodile came out of deep water, black water, curved with whirlpools, frill of golden shallows by the stepping stones. Various ways in which various parts of the rivers have been described. He refers to the crocodile, who is twice the length of a tall man. That is the length of the crocodile. And then the river, the Indian river where it lives. It is said that timber is floated down, transported down these rivers, down this river, and the crocodile has no reason to hide itself. It does not hide itself. It rests in the glassy shallows among the logs, and sometimes tiptoes out onto the sand, raising only his eyes and the nostrils to breathe in fresh air. Now, coming to the last paragraph on this page, that is page number 93, we are told how the river has travelled down to the forest between cliffs, grass, and then comes down to the forested hills. And the crocodile also has been described by various names. That is something you have to pay attention to. It is described as the mugger, as an antediluvial saurian, which means an ancient lizard, prehistoric juggernaut, ancient destructive force. It is ferocious, it is formidable, powerful. And then the propelling of his tail has been spoken about, which is considered to be a vast force in the water. He is a fast force in the water, and the tail is an irresistible power. So the crocodile has a tail which is considered to be an irresistible power, and there is a throb in his throat which shows that he is alive. And again, the description of the mouth of the crocodile is running all over to his head, gives you an idea that he has a bony and an evil smile. The underside of the crocodile is tinged with green because it is always in water, in contact with water. We go to the next page. The next paragraph talks about the survival skills of the crocodile. As soon as it hatches, you know that crocodiles are in eggs, and it hatches. He hatches himself. Okay? Nobody comes and breaks the egg. He breaks it, pushes his head out, his snout out, and starts snapping at everything that he comes in contact with. Knows that he has to survive on his own, so begins that activity of snapping right from the time it is hatched. And as soon as it hatches, it runs towards the water, starts fending for himself, starts looking after itself, starts looking after its survival, its food and other things, even protecting itself. The crocodile is not a very intelligent animal, so therefore it is said that he has brainless craft. And yes, he has one thing for certain, he has a lot of ferocity. It's very ferocious. At that stage, a small crocodile has to protect itself from whom? From birds of prey like the eagle, the hawk, etc. Great carnivorous fishes, which could also use the small baby crocodile as their food. And what does it feed on? It prospers by catching whatever food it can and stores it in damp holes in the bank. And the rotten food, the food that is stored in these holes in the bank, helps him to grow to this length. Tepid water, that is lukewarm water, and in the lukewarm water you have those holes where it has stored all its rotten food, which helps him to grow to this length. Now about the next paragraph on page number 94, we are told how a crocodile can be injured, hurt, or even killed. Now you can see here that it has an inch thick armored hide. That means a skin that is 1 inch thick, almost like an armor, and even rifle bullets cannot penetrate that thick skin. It will bounce off. So the only two places where you can injure a crocodile is the eyes and the underarms. And how does a crocodile live? It suns itself. There are other kinds of crocodiles with it, like the muggers, the long snouted fish-eating gharials, and they come out to sun themselves on the clay. And whenever they want, they switch to the water with a plop, the sound of a crocodile jumping into water. What else does it eat? The big crocodile, the bigger crocodile, mostly feeds on fish, but sometimes deers, monkeys, who have probably come down to the river to drink water, a duck, sometimes a pie dog, a pariah dog which is full of parasites, the skeleton of a dead cow, and sometimes it goes down to the burning ghats. Remember, the burning ghats are always next to a river, and half-burned bodies, Indian bodies, which are cast into the streams, also become the food of the crocodile. So much for now. We will begin again from the next paragraph on page number 94.